Hey guys, and welcome back to my Montferrat, into Greece, into Byzantium, into the Roman Empire campaign. Today, the last goal is to restore majority of the Roman Empire borders, and I really do want to get to the last age road so we can see how good the proximity can be made. We're doing quite fine. 700,000 ducats in the bank, 15,000 of base tax, and that proximity that we already have seen. This is on the newest patch, 1.3.11, so it has some boosts to the trade and nerfs to the mercs. Mercs, that was such a pain in this campaign. We're also researching quite a few important advances, including the government reforms, integrate area action, a governor, and a modern road. So yeah, it is not even the last age road yet, which is a while from now. If you're planning to buy any games to play during the holidays, make sure to check partner of the channel, so eneba.com, where you can find thousands of games on all of the platforms, including City Skylines, Assassin's Creed. You can pre-order GTA 6, or if you're a football fan, an EAFC. Make sure to use the link in the video description to support the channel, and you also find over there extra few percentage off. The first one that we'll be doing will be against Tunis, which is held by Egypt, Morocco and the Ottomans. But I'll have Bohemia, Georgia and Ruthenia to help us out. This should maybe help us to shorten the truce with the Mamluks a little bit. And that integrated area is gonna be interesting because I'm already almost interrogating as fast as I'm conquering. And that's because we've stacked insane amount of the integration speed bonuses. Look, it's 6 a month that we're integrating with. And that war should have an insane amount of the troops. At least it's not gonna be as insane as in the previous patches, because definitely less of mercs will be in use. 631,000 on their side, 638,000 on our side. Obviously I'm not using any levies in that war. I also have an insane amount of power save, with our territories, amount of the control and population there with the right cultures. It's just, we are unstoppable at this point, which is not... Don't mind say that, I think that is enough. The battles are also way too fast. I don't think I'll be able to reinforce that on time. Oh, they ran out of lines before we did. Oh, we are late. We are late, but not late enough. Still made more losses. But yeah, there will be some challenges obviously done on us, because the AIs are scaling insanely. But we should be, it should be much more pleasant without the merc spam now. Every 5 years we can grab roughly 100,000 from our estate. We don't even have to grab the stability anymore from Agricoi, because it's just at the maximum. Press law. Ooh, that's actually a nice choice. We can get more literacy. We don't actually care about, our crown power bonuses are already very high, so that will not change much. Tunis, my friends, they have 75,000 of Tanayami and 83,000 mercs. So they still use mercs, but what they change in this patch is they recover much slower once you kill them. And that additional government reform is gonna be invested. Well, there's a lot of great choice, to be honest. Like, there was one for 5% tax efficiency, but see, I don't need more money. Centralization of power is also not bad, but I think I will keep stacking the integration. So this for example is integrating 6.63. Now it's 6.65, and obviously it has to embrace fully. What I need from this war is to connect my borders to Morocco and break their alliance with Morocco. The rest I will take in the next war, so don't worry about that. For a peace out, I can actually ask to improve cultural opinion, but Ligurian does not matter. Ideally it is the Mamluks. Yeah, let's send the peace deal. Look how good the borders are. The Romans are going back to the right place. There goes the integrate area, which automatically cancelled all of my current integrations. I'll be having nothing to do with my cabinet members. Just look at it. I don't know, actually maybe not. Because yeah, with that new conquest. Maybe not, but still. Entire Sicily instead of 4 different parts of it. This is what I like. And for example, this Tunis area, it is gonna take me 6 years to integrate. An entire area. I don't know if 1 million is still the limit, or I have actually more than 1 million money. It's not saying anything. And it doesn't matter, we're about to spend a lot of money on these beauties. Surely 150,000 of standing army will be enough for France, right? At least you don't have all these subjects anymore, just only few of them. I think that should be actually a surprisingly easy war. But I might be negatively surprised. Oh yeah, French flag is also changed for Age of Absolutism. Let's see, they're attacking with their, I think, pretty much whole power. And we've won it, but the I think I've won this one. And I'm losing that one. I mean, on the losses, 16,000, 18,000 is very even. But obviously, them arriving with more and more reinforces have an impact. And we've got more manpower to sustain it. How many troops did? 668? That's more than I expected. Oh yeah, and they stuck with my army. I hate this bug because you start retreating when they retake the province. No, they didn't even take anything. They just killed my army, even though it was retreating. It's insane. Big battles and the speed of the battles. I was fighting here and I had to stuck here. Immediately reinforcing. It was still late. The battle was just much faster. Yeah, maybe... No, I'm not even winning that. I'm winning that, but... At what cost? And it didn't take long for me to already have nothing to do with, for example, this cabinet member, because everyone else is already integrating what can be integrated. So what do I do now? Think we moved to converting. We actually did not convert for a while. Yeah, I was fooled. France still has an insane amount of the subjects. I think he has a... Not even this, he has a colonial empire, it seems. And here, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. And destroy them. Yeah, in the meantime, we got that new governor, or projection, which also helps with coring, integrating. Let's put him in here, where we have good harbor capacity. Well, anyway, the proximity is not that bad here. It's 52, but with 80 I can probably make it better. Probably later on this will be even stronger, but I'm still integrating this land. So we've killed already 366,000 of them. The amount of their troops is depleting, and they've overstacking 140,000 here. How about their manpower? Yeah, they're not gonna sustain it. And I also have all these ambitious. At least you can still pay people to fuck off. I really think the humiliations should be more hurting. And more, also giving more to the guy that is taking a humiliation. Like this guy doesn't want it. Because like losing 20 prestige is nothing, especially at this part of the game. And for me also losing 19,000 ducats is nothing. So I can now focus all of my power in just France. Just 300 more thousand troops. With a lot of the troops fighting around, there is no food in the market. That's a huge pain generally in the, you know, fight in EU5. Obviously, yeah, that's more historical, but does it mean it is supposed to be like this? I'm not so sure. How the hell I don't have food on my own locations and they have food on their locations? I mean, on my locations. Like, how? That's how it looks like with the governor. Yeah, all of the Egypt is gonna be controlled by that. Obviously it's gonna be more important once I get even down south here. And I need to get more of maritime presence in this lands. I want to get some new ships for this. It looks like these locations are starving the hell out of themselves. People are dying. It's not even in Tripoli. Because there's still this goddamn little ice age, isn't it? Why is my capital starving? I have to probably invest even more into the food, RGOs and buildings. Good news is that they still did not fix the return on borders CP, so it's always at minus 25 ticking. I'm wondering if the Imperialis CP is also the same, because Imperialis was also having the same issue before even the release of the game. At least now that they've killed all these troops, there's no more mercs that I can hire. There's some, but not too many. Which means I can more freely now focus on sieging. And the integration is way too fast compared to our speed of conquest. We're already finishing off all the integrations. Now goes the modern road, so let's see how much money we're gonna spend on simply going into infrastructure. Oh, Constantinople lost 50,000 people! There's not more food I can produce. Let's upgrade our roads. See, I'm still above 1 million, even with all these costs. I'm sure else probably like 1.3, 1.4 million that we had, but you see now that this is gonna go down. But we should still have enough money to, yeah, see, there's 400,000 we're gonna spend. My capital is starving even though there's full food stockpile in the market? Why is nothing coming from the market? Since I'm close already, let's go siege Paris, because that means we can go grab some works of art. The following works of art were destroyed: Jewels of Cha, Blood of the Emerald Sun, Storm or Sun, Grand Moon, and all of these were captured. Odds to weigh. Look. Now we have 149 works of art in our capital. I only had to kill, I think, more than 800,000, because this didn't count their allies that they pissed out. 800,000. While losing 400,000 on my side. I'll do everything to restore the Roman borders. How's that antagonism? A decent amount of it. But nothing crazy. Guys, I found out why my nation was starving. I probably lost like 500,000 people, including most of Constantinople population, because of that. By the end of the previous episode, I left the food investment at 0. See, this is actually now fixing, but what have you done, Zlewikk? I'm actually not starving at all with this. I remember how in the previous wars I was making sure to break the alliances between each other. Well, it doesn't matter, because Mamluks still managed to re-ally Tunis before my truce with Tunis ended, re-ally Morocco, re-ally the Ottomans, and also they were both in the coalition with Hungary. By the way, with all the roads finished, this is how our proximity now looks like, and I'm also improving it in here with the maritime presence spread. And here goes another proximity efficiency. If each of this is getting better, but the biggest difference will be with the railroads coming in a few decades. And we're looking at the advances now that I can focus on more stuff like malaria resistance, monthly development, new marketplaces will be definitely of use. And we have the whole tree on the right hand side unlocked, where I noticed that it's tough in some battles with the Mamluks, even with the same amount of the troops. I think this is because you don't have the new units. Let's make sure we get proximity, we get the new unique unit types. And regimental comes for more manpower and even more of speed of integration. Before I unlock that another speed of integration, here's speed of integration from a different source. What a cursed timeline, we've got Castile-French alliance. Anyway, it's time to unlock our economic policy. Honestly, I'll go for the playing toll meta. So Lakian Provisio, which gives raw materials output, but most importantly monthly development. I'm actually curious, It's not gonna do an instant impact. I'm also curious how it's gonna increase my tax base. I'm sieging piece of desert. Oh, it was more artillery, but with artillery for 1,000 days. What is this? Okay, anyway, I wanted to take these locations for better borders. Just looks like these guys are not so willing to peace out yet, so I'm gonna take would leave the recipient to fractured. Yeah, I took this by an accident. See, I'm disconnecting his megalopolis from everything else. And just hitting 100 war score. And that's promise. We are steadily improving the borders. Just look at this beauty. And this is how my proximity will spread in here. Like the Mamluks, well, obviously they can go still through that desert. Doesn't look that good anymore. Yeah, that war with Castile is gonna surely be bloody. Not my alliance want to help. Yeah, also Austria joining, also Aragon joining. 14 subjects here, 46 subjects here. This is insane. Yeah, I will be trying to defend from France. I think I'm peasing out for, I don't know, humiliation or so. My free stacks will be fully focusing on Castilians. And looks like they have really old forts that we can consider rushing. So this one is about to fall. This one is about to fall as well. They're gonna regret not updating their forts. What is this? How many troops did they got? I think that's all France and their subjects. Speaking of which, how about we go to the castles? Why can't I drag them to bastions? Okay, now I can do that. So upgrade all of my force to bastions just to make sure that my enemies suffer. I don't know how, but France can just freely go and come to Spain. I guess we have to try building forts on all of the entry points, because this cannot be like this. It's really frustrating how AIs are usually rushing the new unit types. I'm so far away from them, and Castile is just destroying me in the battles because of the new units. I think I have to go and spend like a bunch of money on a lot of mercs. Just look, 60k out of each, I know, like what, 15% are standing army. There's this mercs and levies. And look how they're gonna crush me. Oh, I can't even get their full morale because there's not enough food around. Obviously they have food, I don't. Look, one stack. There's no food. One stack going in. Second stack going in. Waiting a moment. Third stack going in. And look. It is a tough battle for us. I barely killed more, only because I brought 5 bazillion troops in here. This battle, when I'm not outnumbering them. I'm not reinforcing because they don't have morale. 3,000 losers versus 20,000 losers. This is a full professional army. Defending. In 24 hours, 34,000 killed. I don't think new unit types should make that much of a difference. They never did that much in EU4. You know what? Let's go to the ages. How many advances would I need to go to this? I think I have to prioritize this too. Oh yeah, I can get it fairly fast, but still. Now it will be just impossible to get enough war score because of the goddamn ticking. And yeah, I'll have to occupy the hell out of them, which is gonna take ages. The disaster situation about the frozen period is about to end, but before that, we've got the winter of 1708, which is for 2 years giving us this insanely bad modifier. We shouldn't be at war by having this. That's a diminishing modifier, so it's gonna go down to 0 over time. I'll just look over the map, think how this is gonna start decreasing. See, 33,000 people died just in a month. Honestly, I can't wait for the next age where this all Western powers are gonna lose their colonies, because these colonies just take way too much of a war score from occupations. I'm so done with this war, but here we are. I can at least take a decent amount of the lands. It all belongs to Rome, but that's a long journey of each of these bloody wars to restore the borders, but we're getting there. To make us happier, Tunis and Morocco re-allied before our truce even ended. I was talking to you that I'll probably not take the fourth bureaucracy. Remember, I have one that gives me cabinets in tax efficiency, another one that gives another tax efficiency, but also its power being decreased, and I've got a massive amount of the speed of integration and cultural influence. The fourth one that I'm gonna take is gonna be Privy Council. That gives me yet another cabinet seat and parliament base support. So my base support will be 60-70% because I have also plenty from the Crown Power and another 20 from the Guarantee 4. With Turks driven from Anatolia, we're gonna get a modifier of repopulation of Anatolia that gives migration reduction and local monthly prosperity. That's plus 30%, 0.30% is massive. How's prosperity in the country overall? We're doing right because our estates are enjoying their lives. That's really strong prosperity, I love it. And this is what I'm talking about. Grand City rights, 28% support by default because of the burgers, 94. So I could use it to anything. Actually, let me check if there's any law that I should update. Well, we can change the recruitment law because we unlocked some of the new stuff here, like Varangian Guard, for example, but we do not need levy size. The Varangian units would be useful, but size of our country, it's not important. Manpower is something that I'm gonna definitely leverage. Also, there finally goes the end of the little ice age. Yes. How's the population increase? 16,000 was gonna be impacted. My food was fine already, yeah, around 17,000. And we've got Anatolia reclaimed. Oh, that's plus 10 military skill for our ruler. It's finding some money I can invest. Base tax, you know, is not complaining. But we are starting to unlock the manufactories. So I'll be obviously going, not even to build them directly, but rather to get our current workshops, even printers shops, and make sure we upgrade them to manufacturers. We are in a really interesting moment of the campaign. Morocco attack Castile, so it's fights with Castile and France. So attack Aragon, which calls me to war of Castile. I'm about to attack France. Castile cannot help them because we are at war, and I'm about to also attack Morocco, so be fighting on these few western front lines at the same time to finally speed up the conquest. Lacquer also historically was a really powerful manufacturer because there's a lot of demand for lacquerware. There's not much of production of it in Europe. You see that? Obviously the profit is not gonna be realistically that high. Let me build a decent amount of these manufactories. In our second siege of Paris, I'm so sorry guys, but we destroyed the Notre Dame, which was a magnum opus. And you see we're slowly going towards the Mediterranean to be our inland sea. Advance for a cabinet member, we already have 11 of them. So yeah, I don't have any issues with integrating. I actually see just the very newly conquered provinces are not yet integrated. Everything else is, and there are more cores. Kawach? That's a weird name for a country. It's been like, what, 5 years since they utterly destroyed France? Doesn't matter, they already have 200,000 levies again. Yeah, hey, look at it. We've reached 2 million of saved gold. With the parliament bonus, I'm taxing my burghers at 88%, and they are still loyal. Looks like after many hundreds of years, Timur Empire is falling. First they got kicked by Jalor, now the Hulaguits are kicking them. I think this is their ex-subject. And I guess you're wondering, oh, why Russia is not falling? Well, that's maybe because Wielki Novgorod is allied to Lithuania, and Moscow is allied to Georgia and Yaroslav, so it's like There's a stalemate here, obviously Ruthenia is allied to us. By the way, this is our proximity. More maritime presence. Isn't this crazy? Looks like at least Moscow is colonizing Siberia. And here goes the age of revolutions. The age itself gives even more force core efficiency, so it should be easier for us to unite the rest of the Roman Empire provinces. There's increased control impact on war score. Subjects do not matter. Levies do not matter. At least there's less mercs. I like that a lot, but also war score from battle is gonna be tougher, which is our CB making it even tougher to piece out the nations. But yeah, we can choose one of the three focuses. Admin would give me yet another cabinet seat, but also separatism, production efficiency, improve relations. The Diplo focus would give me bonuses to the navy and trade as usual, but just proximity cost with maritime presence and proximity cost roads, which is a very powerful bonus, as I mentioned to you before, but there's also another war score efficiency, so that's a no-brainer to go this path. Question now is if we can spawn any of the institutions, because for Leve and Masse, if you go on the 2%, you see Constantinople is a shithole. Cannot spawn it. Industrialization. Constantinople is a shithole. Enlightenment. Constantinople could spawn it. Are any other my provinces on that list? Maybe it has to be a capital. Parma is at least next by. And Masse started in Parma, so hopefully it's gonna spread to us quickly. I don't think Parma is actually in the Roman Empire anymore, so we could also... There's Imperialist Casus Bay, by the way. We should move to it, because that's minus 75% cost. And at least the CB is easier than the Restore Roman Borders. Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's actually cancel doing CB on these two guys. And let's do it again, but with the right CB now. Yeah, our war score efficiency is at 110% now. That should certainly help. The only problem is with this CB, there's no modified antagonism like there is for the Restore Roman Borders. So probably if we expand into France, it would be better to use Restore Roman Borders. But I think I want to clean this, I want to clean this, I want to clean this. And this, it's gonna be the toughest. Maybe a bit of Mamluks, and that's it with my expansion. I know that's not 100% Roman borders, but that's what I want to achieve in this campaign. Just at Bologna, casually fielding 70,000 troops, and nothing unnatural about that, guys. Let's see, because it's saying I'm gonna lose, but they have some levies mixed into that army. Yeah, the losses are very even, they're getting some reinforcements even. Which means I have to unite these two armies if I want to fight. How many armies? I'm just fighting the North Italians plus Austria. And that's 700! Yeah, I'll have to bring more troops in here. Also the guys that were fighting the Civil War. They keep calling more people, so they've hit 1 million of the troops already. And even though the mercs are but minus 90%, Bologna has 120,000 of them, Austria has 60,000, Bohemia has 150,000 of them. This is insane. At least I'll be waiting to piece out Bohemia, Austria and Savoy as soon as 1 year passes, so I can just give them, I don't know, Santos and humiliation to fuck off. Look at this amount of the troops. Let's see what we can do. I'm going in with the delays, but the battles are so sped up in this game. I cannot go too late. So it's better to overstack a little bit than be late. First battle is won. There's no way I'm winning the second battle. 230,000 troops on their side. But I'm winning hard on the losses. So as long as I had the flanks, I could maintain that battle. And in the end, they caught up on the losses because of that. Doesn't matter, I don't need more armies there. I'll just start a new war with Morocco in the meantime. Remember, tribes can give you manpower, that's why I'm gonna go grab 100,000 of them. It's not like I'm lacking manpower, but I mind looking at their quantities in that war. We've killed already 400,000. So I mean, that's gonna be a lot of antagonists I'm about to take, because I want to take all these lands in one war. I might regret it. I'm improving already with every single one in a sherry, as you see. So if I wanted to take what I was thinking of taking, that's the amount of the antagonists that you never like dreamed of. Like Holland receiving 140, random HRE nations 200. Yeah, looks like I'll have to go and take purely the Bologna locations. Which is still insane amount of antagonism. But an acceptable amount of it. And this is already with max depot spending. It's insane how much HRE costs. Impossible to expand into there when you're outside of it. And Bologna is not even in the HRE. But just take a look. Organizations, HRE, those were not HRE provinces. Imagine if I took this. And yeah, look. Even though I was improving so much, there's still so many that will be able to join. And now every single of these OPMs is joining our coalition. Can I even show you the list of these countries right now? Oh, because it's international organizations technically. So it's gonna be here, organizations, coalition against Rome, all of this goddamn OPMs, and Hungary already in it. But yeah, at least with Imperials you can conquer a lot. I'm just waiting to piece this out to also take Tunis. I think having that in mind in our goals, coalition is fine. We just have to make sure Mamluks, France, Castile, Morocco, none of them joins it, because these are the nations that I still plan to expand into. What will be helpful with that was the army doctrine law. And you know, I could go for the infantry power, because I'm already stacking some infantry power bonuses. Should be helpful in fighting, but I think in the end 20% manpower and the frontage is gonna be the most impactful. I think also the AI is all stepping up with the standing army game. 200,000 in Hungary. Just looking through this. 170,000 Great Britain. 100,000 from Bohemia. We certainly do not want to fight the coalition war. Anyway, look, borders are getting better, and so is the name placement. Even if I could conquer, I don't think I can conquer northern Italy, I wouldn't do that, because if I connect these two lands, I will screw up my proximity. Because these lands are separated, I can build the naval governors, right? So I have one here, one here, one here, and also took over two, one here, from the other nations, and when you take over a naval governor, it is not getting destroyed. That's a bug. You can leverage that with that knowledge. Taking lands in Morocco will be so much antagonism. Even nations in Europe will be mad at me. Like, in the middle of Germany, I don't know, Strasbourg or whatever, will get 10 antagonism for me taking lands here in Morocco of the different religion. Like, Bologna is gonna take 22. Doesn't make any sense, but at this point, there's no steps back. Same, I can fully annex the Mamluks. That's another 2,000 of antagonism. So Middle East is also gonna be a shit show. 38 antagonism on Parmo for taking a piece of desert from the Mamluks. It is what it is. No step back. Basilean to Romanian. We now just need French, Castilian lands, and we are done. The rest I will be doing is just building the roads, so all of them are leading to Rome. Look, that's not good. That's not good. All of this can join the coalition. We might be a tiny bit fucked, but since I have money, how about we build forts? So even if they declare, there's nothing they can do. By the way, I've got a decision to re-establish Hellenism. As I think it's because of my such the value. But yeah, I could establish that religion. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. No, we are Orthodox. Oh, and since I got the borders here, I can now build the overseas trading posts in Africa and Asia. That should be additional trade income. Can't complain, it's 5,000, but always can be better. The Mother of Christ. Miraculous. Lagos will be controlled by Rome. Okay. And Rome gains Imperial Varangians. What the fuck? I don't need them. I can take a lot from France. Like, half? But look how much antagonist that's gonna be. At this point, we don't care. We just want to get good borders. Just need to annex Castile, and that's gonna be my expectation being met. That was also my expectation from the antagonism. The entire world hates us. We just make sure to attack Castile whenever truce ends. Really fast conquest, right? We're conquering quite a lot. No issues with integrating. I even moved some of my cabinet members to assimilate, so we increase amount of the cores. The pentarchy. We just dissolved the papacy. Sometimes when you peace out and a member of the coalition might dissolve, especially when you're super powerful. That's what I used to attack these guys. The only problem is I used a no CB war, because they did not have a proper casus belli. So it's gonna be much more costly to take these provinces, and the coalition in the meantime it recreated. Anyway, even though it's a lot of countries, I think there's some kind of the bug on this patch with some of the wars score. Because we start with 40 at the day 1 for the occupations and blockades, but I don't occupy and don't blockade shit. Well, I don't mind, because that means we can beat them out by literally giving 184,000 to fuck off, or just humiliation. I'm just gonna give them humiliation, they will not get a penny from me. I also got the first institution, which is Enlightenment, and it has a few important advances. We'll get additional bureaucracy slots, speed of integration, even more of efficiency of the cabinet for faster integration. There's a lot of more that we should take, but it's not just first priority. There's additional cabinet seat. The most important one, I would say, is this. Proximity cost with maritime presence and proximity cost with roads. The roads works really well with the advance from the previous age for the Roman Empire. And there will be also new road type to be unlocked here, the railroads. There's also maximum RGO size. There's war score efficiency 1 and war score efficiency 2. There will be a lot of war score efficiency we stack. Oh, this means the coalition disbanded. So I could clear borders here in northern Italy. That's awesome. As soon as the truce ends, which is in 10 years, we'll attack these guys. I think just this one is enough to fix the borders, but we can also make CPs on the others just in case I really need to fight. The game fucks me up, because even though there's technically no direct land connection, they decide that this island here is the land connection. So only this naval governor is still here. I've lost all the others. That's very unfortunate. I think I have to give back this province to, or this, one or both of these two locations to someone. I'll start with this one because there's a strait in here. Could we release, no, subjects can't as well. I cannot just release a subject. Also, would like to buy a province. Sell locations. This. Yes. Okay, let's see now. Naval governors. So it is saying that technically we have 2 of them. Oh, there's also one in here in Rhodes. Well, I have to remove it because it's taken. So that's the worst part. The naval governors that I took over from the other nations. This, there was one here, this. I'll have to, like, I've lost already one. I'll have to delete that one. So make space for actual governors. This one is actually useful, but I'm removing this as well. And I'm actually gonna even change where the governors are. It was in Rome, we'll put it in Naples instead. Why could I just build one? I think it needs to update. Then if I have one here, I don't need one in Genoa anymore, so we do it in France instead. Looking at the harbor capacity, let's do Marseille. And then the last one, I think I should do now in Spain, but the question is, do we do it here or do we do it here? Here I spread also to northern France, which was an issue before. So Bilbao sounds like a good choice. It's just a rural settlement, it looks like. So Bayonne. Yeah, let's do Bayonne. I'm not so convinced. We can try and fail. Let's see what's gonna work the best. Anyway, I'm locking the next month thing the proximity cost with roads. So let's see how that's gonna update without the governors. And that's a very visible change, especially in this part. But even here, it all become lighter. To give you an example, look, proximity over here, we pay around 3-4 proximity per province. But now we need to wait for the railroads. And I already unlocked the institution, so I could already... This is like mills, I could go focus on it. But we'll focus on steel mills and railroads first, as well as the building efficiency. This is actually, I think it's new, I don't remember seeing it. Antagonists received, but also antagonists from development reduced a lot. But what I'd rather go for here is more taxes on the commoners, more taxes overall from the tax assessor, and then that's probably already everything I needed. I don't need to unlock anything else. That's probably where we'll try finishing the campaign. I'm not planning to expand anymore, but I wanted to show you 144% war score efficiency. There go the railroads. They're giving minus 35 proximity cost. I'm curious how much it's gonna cost. We've got 5 million tickets. If we go just to start with just updating the roads everywhere. One road costs 1.3 thousand. If we hold shift, 3 million gold. That's gonna take a while. So as you see, this is our proximity with some of the roads built, not all of them for sure. It looks really good. That's also the governor that I moved from Marseille to Iberia, as it spreads much better. But with what we stacked, it's gonna have less and less importance. So when we have everything stacked, the cost of this road is around 0.4 to 0.5 proximity per province. So if you go 10 provinces away, it's 5 proximity. We go 20 provinces away, it's just 10 proximity that is lost on the way. For the additional taxes from the parliament, we are making 46,000 a month. Our base tax also increased. I think it was around 48,000 before the railroads. It's already 72,000, and that's the proximity. All roads lead to, not Rome, Constantinople. Honestly, now that we've got trade roads, it is more worth it to have the direct connection, because look, my proximity in here is 83%. Well, in some places it would be worth it, probably in Italy. Here I could build normal governors instead of naval governors. That would make it worth it. It's not an easy decision, to be honest, guys, but like, let's keep it as it is. I want to end this episode soon. Let's end here. 1801, we've got 75,000 base tax, 94 million people, 5 million saved gold, even with all the spending on the railroads. That's our proximity. All roads lead to Constantinople. I should consider, guys, actually taking another year just to see how much better we can do by moving this governors to Tunis and Morocco. Let's do that. Now we are done. That's the control map mode. Beautiful, isn't it? And obviously the proximity. Now let me show you a few map modes because I know you guys like it. This is the development map mode. My course, urbanization. If you look at the religions, not bad, huh? And I didn't really convert much in the last 100 years with my cabinet members. It was spreading naturally, and more importantly, cultures. This is what I had to do a lot of, like all of it had to be pretty much done manually. We got 24 million Greeks in the country. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check our quality maps store, strategymaps.co. We just added this beauty to our store, a map of the world, yes, you guessed it, in 1444, so the rise of the Ottomans. You know, besides the standard political borders, we decided to also add the bathymetry, so the oceans and seas. You see the actual terrain wherever there's no country. Got also river added in this map, so this is a very detailed map that took us months to create. And since the map is very wide, we decided to add an extra element below it. You see over here we've got flags of every single country that is in the game in 1444 and exists. Like, for example, I just saw a map, a flag of Poland somewhere over here. Oh, there's Cajamarca from South America. I see Pope. So you're actually gonna see your favorite nations here on this list. You can buy this map in our store that I just mentioned in this size. You can also order a smaller size. It is printed on very high quality cotton canvas paper. And we can also frame that map for you if you do not want to do that yourself.